Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second week of our 21-day coaching call program. Gratitude Game is where you're going to have a deeper dive into all of these strategies. I would recommend that you continue with this daily mantra that we're doing. It's a real easier, just focusing on the mindset. And once you're finished with the 21-day program, I would encourage you to go back and do the audio program in the Gratitude Game book. So it takes you deeper, and every single day you have to do an activity to make sure that you are not just thinking about the mantra, but actually putting it into action. All right, so today is day 8. And this week is all about putting things into action. So hopefully you're starting to shift your mind into creating, taking ownership, um, problem solving rather than wallowing in the problem. Today's mantra is peace. Now, there's wars going on. There have been many wars going on. We've seen tragedies in all kinds of countries been completely destroyed. And Syria comes to mind immediately, but obviously there's still a war raging in Ukraine right now too, and probably other places that don't get as many headlines. So without getting into a debate about whether or not war is necessary, in your own life, try to create greater peace. There's a saying, the battle you win is the one you don't show up for. Now, obviously, if you're invaded, the war was brought to you. But do you have to stay there and fight? Or is there another solution? Is it really a disagreement that you shouldn't be thinking of as an argument, as a war? So, what I want you to do today is just everywhere you go, think peace. Think peaceful solutions. Do you really have to be confrontational? Do you really have to say something that may be truthful, but might also be hurtful and really not have any constructive outcome? I don't know if this is true or not, but I have heard from people who study various religions that there is in those texts that telling a beneficial untruth is not a negative. Now, I think you should be honest. I think honesty is the best policy, absolutely. But in your path to create peace today, peace trumps honesty. Okay? And that's not saying like something evil trumps honesty. It's saying peace trumps honesty. So, if someone says, "Do I look really great in this?" and you don't think so, maybe you could reframe it in another way. You could say, "I wonder if the blue one might suit you better." Now, what about people that just get in your face? And look, as a parent, you see it with your kids sometimes, right? Especially if you have a tween or a teen. And it's really, really can be very difficult because it feels, I mean, has there been a parent that had a teen that didn't hear how much they hate you and how stupid you are, right? So, what do you come back at that with? How do you create peace out of that? So, I just want you there, it doesn't matter how high up the path of enlightenment any one of us are, there's an area of our life that has some swirling conflict in it, whether it's a family member we don't get along with, we're consumed with politics and they're not going our way, um, people who disagree with us, right? It's interesting because I've been trying to get a friend of mine who's very much on the conservative side of the spectrum to have a podcast with me where we both have enlightened higher level conversations, but we're coming at it from a different angle again, where it's a debate or a disagreement or a conversation instead of an argument or a war. Peace is not a passive thing. It doesn't mean just let everybody roll all over you, right? We saw with Martin Luther King that he could have peaceful protests, and Gandhi as well, that were pushing forward something, a social justice that they felt was imperative and long overdue. So you can be very active about something that you believe in and take a peaceful approach. I have to tell you, all the time, almost every circumstance I encounter, even with people that are very spiritual and or very sustainably oriented, where I'm saying, well, what about this area? And I'm learning too. I can't believe that I just learned, last year that I should be using recycled toilet paper. I mean, I can't believe that. So every day a new thing comes to light. A lot of people don't know that polyester is a petrochemical clothing made out of oil, and that over half of a barrel of oil is used to make plastic and polyester and other, petrochemical products. So again, we have to be more gracious in the way that we deal with people who don't have this understanding yet and or are on the other side of it. And let me tell you something. There's not one person I know who doesn't want clean air, healthy food, a good education for their kids, opportunities, freedom. Everybody may disagree how to go about it, but what we want is the same. And so, what happens if our mantra today, at least, and hopefully a piece of this going forward in our lives, if our mantra becomes peace, but not I'm giving up all of the things I believe in, but that I'm willing to have conversations without having it be I win, you lose. I win, you lose. You're dumb, or trolling online or whatever it is. So today, create peace. Think peace, think peace, think peace, think peace. And whether it's something that comes directly at you, in your face, online, in your heart, wherever it is that you're feeling that conflict, go back to the precepts from last week, incorporate them that will help you create peace. What would love do? Can I breathe? Can I breathe more deeply? What am I grateful for? Why am I focusing on something that's making me so angry? Is it because, and we've talked about this, anger can be a good fuel. Is it because I need to change that? Right? If you do, you got to address it. You got to figure it out. You got to find the wisdom-based solutions that you can enact. In it may take be a process, especially if you're trying to drive less or have a shorter commute or whatever it is that is going to require a big bold choice. um, Deciding you're not going to pay 50% of your income on rent and finding a solution for that big bold choice might not happen in one day. The things you learned last week are going to help you create peace today. Do not engage in a battle. Do not engage in an argument. You can have a disagreement, but make sure it's a peaceful one where the goal is to learn something from what the other person has to say. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. It's Natalie Pace. Reach out to us at nataliepace.com. We're here to help. We do have time proven 21st century solutions for a lot of the problems that you're probably facing, and happy to share. Thank you.